There's 5 Oasis Class cruise ships in Royal Caribbean's fleet, with the 6th Utopia of the Seas coming out in a couple of years. So what's the difference between all the ships, and what should you know about going on an Oasis Class ship that makes it different from the others? I've got to look at all the differences up next. Hey everyone, it's Matt from RoyalCaribbeanBlog.com, and today's episode is a great idea submitted to us by Karen, aka Life is a Classroom, who said, "Hey Matt, now that Oasis is amplified, Allure isn't, and Wonder of the Seas has arrived, can you do an updated video about the differences between the Oasis class ships?" And this is a great topic because this is a very common question that I think a lot of people have, especially if you haven't been on all the Oasis class ships, or more specifically, you just haven't really been following along all the major differences. Yes, the Oasis class ships are all pretty much the same in sense of the structure and the look of the ship, but when you actually look at what's offered on each ship, it can vary greatly. There's a couple of reasons for that. First and foremost, as the class has evolved, as new ships have come online, Royal Caribbean has taken the opportunity not just to make carbon copies of each other, but to innovate and to add new features and offer the latest and greatest. The old days of cruise ships being just carbon copies of each other, long gone. In addition to that, Royal Caribbean has also embraced the Rail Amplification Program, which only made it to Oasis of the Seas, but it was intended for Allure of the Seas. And Royal Caribbean says, by the way, for those of you wondering, Allure will eventually get our amplification. We just don't know when that'll occur, but there's a lot of variations between each of the ships. So I think it makes a lot of sense to talk about why they're different and what makes them different between each other. Let's start off with Oasis of the Seas, which is the first Oasis class ship. It was amplified in 2019, and because of that amplification, which really means upgrades, by the way, if you don't know what amplification means, just a fancy name for its upgrade program, she received a number of enhancements and features found on other newer ships, such as water slides, the Ultimate Abyss, and new dining venues. The pool deck on Oasis of the Seas was transformed into a Caribbean-style pool deck during amplification, with colorful decor, comfy seating, casino lounge areas, and extra jacuzzis. The lime and coconut bar was also added to the pool deck, which serves a variety of tropical drinks such as the watermelon Rita, blue Hawaiian, and signature lime and coconut cocktail. In addition, Royal Caribbean also added portside barbecue, which is the only ship in the fleet to offer portside barbecue. And as the name implies, it offers a variety of barbecued meat and comfort foods such as Texas beef brisket, St. Louis style spare ribs, and smoked turkey. You'll also find Playmaker Sports Bar and Arcade on Oasis of the Seas. That replaced Sabor on board, and that offers nacho sliders, burgers, beer, and yes, the all-time favorite, the campfire cookie. It is amazing. There's also plenty of opportunity to watch all the sporting events on all the TVs that are in there, and they also added Sugar Beach. In terms of entertainment on Oasis of the Seas, you can see Cats, the Broadway musical, and One Sky. You'll also find in Studio B, you'll find Frozen in Time over there. And in the Aqua Theater, you've got Aqua 80s and Splash. Now let's move to Allure of the Seas. And Allure of the Seas is basically the original version of the Oasis class because she has not received her major amplification like Oasis has, and that was postponed due to COVID-19. Allure of the Seas does not have the Ultimate Abyss slide, water slides, or splashaway bay for kids. She does have the H2O zone on the pool deck, which is the older version, if you will, version 1.0, I guess you wanted to call it, of a kids aquatic park that has kids splash pads and water sprayers. So there is a kids splash zone for them, but it's not splashaway bay. It's an older, more colorful looking play area for kids in the pool deck. But despite not having all these signature activities, Allure still offers the signature activities that we've come to know and love about the Oasis class, like rock climbing walls, mini golf, zip lining, the flow rider, etc. There are a few differences that really are notable about Allure, and mostly because they still have these changes as opposed to other ships which have been replaced by other things. Let's talk about Boardwalk Donuts, where guests can enjoy complimentary donuts and coffee each morning. Cups and Scoops, a 1940-style ice cream shop. Candy Beach Candy Store, which has an extra cost. And the Samba Grill Specialty Restaurant, which is a traditional Brazilian rodizio, a Brazilian steakhouse, if you will, with all-you-can-eat meats as well as salad bar and sides. Samba Grill is located in Solarium Bistro in the evenings, where it's a specialty restaurant, and it's one of only 2 ships in the fleet that has Samba Grill, in case you're wondering. Radiance of the Seas is the other one. I know it's kind of a weird combination, but those are the 2 that got it. Allure is one of 2 Oasis-class ships with Sabor, which is a Mexican specialty restaurant and tequila bar, which is located in the Boardwalk neighborhood, the other one being Harmony of the Seas. Both Oasis and Allure do not have Wonderland specialty restaurant on board. That is a difference compared to Wonder, Harmony, and Symphony of the Seas. Allure of the Seas has Blaze, an additional nightclub lounge on Deck 4, and this is also where the Diamond Club is found on other Oasis-class ships. Now, in addition to all of that, the Allure of the Seas also has Mamma Mia, the Broadway musical, on board for you to enjoy, and that is included with your cruise fare. Speaking of shows, you'll also find Ocean Aria in the Aqua Theater, And you'll find Blue Planet as well performed in the Royal Theater. Over in Studio B, the ice skating show is Ice Games on board. The third Oasis Class cruise ship is Harmony of the Seas. And this was the first Royal Caribbean ship to be designed with water slides in the initial ship build, as well as new features of the Oasis Class, such as Ultimate Abyss. Many of the design innovations made on Harmony have served as a model, really, for all the future Oasis Class cruise ships and amplifications to go. So Harmony was really built with a lot of innovation in mind. Harmony is the only Oasis Class cruise ship with Royal Caribbean's original production, Columbus the Musical, which tells the funny and fictional story of Marvin Columbus, the luckless cousin of Christopher Columbus. This show is a really fun favorite. I love this quite a bit. The solarium on Harmony of the Seas also differs from every other Oasis ship because it doesn't have a pool, but they do have misters and jacuzzis to go into, just not a formal swimming pool in the solarium. Harmony of the Seas, like Allure, has specialty restaurant Sabor on board, and the menu highlights Sabor include tacos, beef empanadas, cinnamon churros, and amazing margaritas. We already talked about the fact that Columbus the Musical is performed on board Harmony of the Seas. You'll also find in the Aqua Theater, The Fine Line, and Hideaway Heist. Over in the Royal Theater, in addition to Columbus the Musical, you'll find Grease, the Broadway musical. And in Studio B, you'll have 1887, A Journey in Time, and Ice Skate performed on Harmony of the Seas. Next is Symphony of the Seas, and this was the first in Royal Caribbean's fleet to offer Hooked Seafood Restaurant, which is a specialty restaurant specializing in New England-style seafood. Those dining at Hooked on Seafood can start their meal with starters like fresh shucked oysters, clam and crab chowder, and ceviche. Entree highlights include the messy fish sandwich, drunken mussels, and Maine lobster roll. Just like Oasis of the Sea, Symphony also has a Playmaker sports bar and arcade and Sugar Beach candy store on the boardwalk. Symphony of the Seas was the first Royal Caribbean cruise ship to introduce the Ultimate Family Suite, which is Royal Caribbean's most expensive suite. The Ultimate Family Suite is designed to be an oasis for kids. Get it? Oasis? With an in-suite slide, air hockey table, Lego wall, and private gaming area. Symphony has a few unique entertainment additions as well. On Royal Caribbean's signature show Flight Dare to Dream, guests can be amazed by a replica of the original Wright Brothers airplane, which flies through the Royal Theater during the show. And in the ice skating show 1977, Adventure on Ice, a drone show is included in the performance. A total of 48 drones with lighting effects are used in the production, programmed to move up and down around the ice rink in sync with the music. Some of the other shows on Symphony of the Seas include Hero and Aqua Nation in the Aqua Theater. Over in the main theater, we already talked about Flight, but there's also Hairspray, the Broadway musical. And in Studio B, in addition to 1977, is Ice Skate 2.0, which is kind of the follow-up of the original Ice Skate on Harmony of the Seas. Now, let's talk about Wonder of the Seas, because Wonder of the Seas is the newest Royal Caribbean cruise ship. And we've talked a lot about this here on our channel already, but it's incredible because Royal Caribbean really has deviated yet again from the mold when it comes to Oasis Class cruise ships. Wonder of the Seas is the fifth and newest ship. She was originally designed for the Chinese market, but Royal Caribbean decided to change all that due to COVID, and she's a few design differences compared to the rest of the ships. Let's start off with the Sweet Neighborhood, and I think the biggest difference between Wonder and the other Oasis Class ships is the addition of an eighth neighborhood, the Sweet Neighborhood. The Sweet Neighborhood follows a similar concept to the Sweet exclusive areas already found on Spectrum of the Seas, and this area has exclusive dining, pool, and lounge areas just for Sweet guests. The Sweet Neighborhood on Wonder of the Seas wraps around the ship's funnel on deck 16, 17, and 18. It, of course, features Coastal Kitchen, the Suite Lounge, and a private sun deck with views of the sports court and ocean. The private sun deck includes its own plunge pool, bar, and outdoor lounge areas. Wonder of the Seas is the only Royal Caribbean ship with The View, which is a cantilevered bar located in the upper pool deck. The View offers panoramic views of the ocean and colorful mosaic canopy overhead that lights up at night. The View has taken the space of one of the cantilevered hot tubs on board, so instead of two, like on other Oasis Class ships, there's only one on Wonder. Another new bar on Wonder of the Seas is Cantina Fresca, located next to El Loco Fresh. Cantina Fresca offers Mexican-inspired cocktails, margaritas, and agua frescas. Unlike other Oasis Class ships, Wonder only has one flow rider. That's because Royal Caribbean replaced the other one with the Wonder Playscape, which is a new kids' play area on board. The Playscape is an underwater-themed playground with climbing walls, slides, nets, interactive murals, games, and nooks and crannies to explore. Just like Oasis of the Seas, Wonder has a Caribbean-style pool deck, complete with colorful decor, lounge areas, casitas, extra hot tubs, and the lime and coconut bar. I would argue that the implementation of the lime and coconut on the Wonder of the Seas is an elevated experience. In fact, the pool deck in general has really been upgraded compared to Oasis, and I would argue even further that it's the best pool deck right now. Wonder of the Seas has more seating options on the pool deck, including a movie screen area on the pool deck, Speaking of the movie screen, the TV screen on the pool deck on Wonder of the Seas is the largest in Royal Caribbean's fleet. Like Symphony of the Seas, Wonder also features an ultimate family suite. It's bigger than the suite on Symphony, with 3 bedrooms and a movie/game room that can be converted into a 4th bedroom. In place of Jazz on 4, Wonder of the Seas has the Golden Room, which is an extra casino space. As Wonder of the Seas was designed for the Chinese market, which we talked about a little earlier, extra casino spaces were incorporated into the ship. This could be changed if it doesn't prove to be popular with the Western crowd, but you never know. Another difference on Wonder of the Seas is the Windjammer. That's right. Unlike other Oasis Class ships where the Windjammer is relatively small, the Windjammer on Wonder of the Seas is the largest in Royal Caribbean's fleet and wraps around the entire boardwalk neighborhood on Deck 15. You'll also find a new dining concept on Wonder of the Seas, and that is the Mason Jar, which specializes in southern staples, including lobster and crawfish gumbo, black and Cajun catfish, and the shrimp and grits. Brunch is also available on sea days, with menu highlights including meemaws, fried chicken and waffles, blueberry Johnny cakes, and stuffed French toast. Adjacent to the Mason Jar is the Mason Jar Bar, serving a unique menu of cocktails with a focus on bourbon and moonshine. Wonder of the Seas also has Hooked, Playmakers, and Sugar Beach. Now, those are the major, most noticeable differences between the ships. Entertainment and dining are primarily what we're talking about, but occasionally some onboard amenities will differ as well. In addition, you've got some minor changes you may notice on either of these ships, like the Diamond Lounge on Wonder has a virtual balcony, others don't. The teen clubs on various ships are different iterations of the teen club, with Social 100 on Wonder of the Seas, and a different version, an older version of the upgraded teen club on the Oasis of the Seas. Speaking of the clubs, by the way, I think it's worth mentioning for the kids' clubs that Wonder of the Seas and Oasis of the Seas have the new version of Adventure Ocean. I would call it Adventure Ocean 2.0. Royal Caribbean really doesn't differentiate between them, but essentially it's an upgraded, enhanced, refreshed version of Adventure Ocean. All that really means is that if your kids go into the newer version of Adventure Ocean, it's a little more decentralized and allows the kids to do what they want rather than being everybody on the same activity at the exact same time. My kids really like the new Adventure Ocean, but it's just nice to have a refresh and a new look to all that. So I know what you're all thinking now. All right, Matt, which Oasis Class ship should I go on first? Oh boy. The answer is all of them, of course. The Oasis Class is best for guests who view the cruise ship as the destination instead of maybe where you're going, although that's not bad either. There's something to find on board any Oasis Class ship for every type of cruiser, in my opinion. Many guests book a cruise on an Oasis Class ship due to the sheer range of options available. With the amount of entertainment, organized activities, and dining venues on board, there's little chance you're going to be bored on an Oasis Class ship. Those looking for a quiet experience will find plenty of options too, whether spending the afternoon reading a book in the Central Park or relaxing in the solarium. The Oasis Class is really popular for families because they offer something for kids of all ages. Kids will have an abundance of activities on board, from water slides to rock climbing and the zip line. Teens are going to love the hangout spaces and areas to explore with new friends on board. If there's one drawback to the Oasis Class, it's simply that they're not able to fit into a wide variety of ports around the world, and most of the ships are centralized and located in the United States. Therefore, many of the itineraries on Oasis Class ships are pretty much similar to each other. If you plan to visit more unique ports, maybe an Oasis Class ship might not be the best choice for you. Ultimately, going through these differences, it's important to know which features or amenities are the most important to you. If water slides are really an important factor for your family, well, then Allure is not for you. On the flip side, if you're looking for the latest and greatest, Wonder and Symphony might offer that. But if you're looking for value, it's really hard to miss out on Allure of the Seas and to some extent Oasis of the Seas as well. Personally, Wonder is my favorite ship in the entire fleet. Not that it has any bearing on anybody's decision which ship to go on for that matter. And I really love what they've done with Oasis of the Seas, with her upgrades. I think it really added a lot to it. And I can't wait for the day when Allure finally gets her upgrades as well. And of course, Harmony of the Seas has some of the best entertainment across the fleet. I love the shows personally there. Columbus the Musical alone is worthwhile. And any Oasis Class ship that has Sabor, which includes Allure and Harmony, is always a winner in my book. I hope you found this breakdown of the Oasis Class helpful because, of course, we can't get to every single thing, but I wanted to hit upon the major highlights. If you found this video helpful, if you enjoy these type of videos, hit the like button below, subscribe to our channel, and turn on our notifications. That way, YouTube lets you know we have a brand new video to share. And also, in the comments below, let me know your favorite Oasis Class ship and which one you're going to be hitting up next. This has been Matt from RoyalCaribbeanBlog.com, and we'll talk again real soon.